All right. Hello. Good morning. Um, yeah, feeling good. Yeah, I think so. I'm a little bit excited. I'm going to have like a tiny workshop with a couple of friends slash colleagues about Divergent Todos. Try to scope a marketing activity to see if we can like prove that there is like potential adoption for the app, which makes it easier to like then I'm in a position where I can like evaluate if like okay there's actual value to be had here and the app can actually grow, and then kind of decide what I want to do. But I'm kind I've never been in a position where I never been at that spot. I've built many projects. I've like led projects at companies and stuff, but this is like very different. I feel like I feel excited, but I also feel like anxious, like because I never felt this kind of responsibility before. And the funny thing is, like, we're just doing this for fun. So yeah, I'm having a hard time like understanding what I'm feeling, but there's definitely excitement there. Um, it's funny how the feeling of excitement uh, physically resembles the feeling of anxiety, so you never really know what's what. Um, anyways, so we were working on this thing, and let's see here. Here we are. So this is just me. I want to build an app with Rask to kind of get a sense of how it actually works. And I also had this idea that like Divergent to do's is like something that any individual can adopt. And but I was thinking about like having this perspective of if you think about productivity tools and any tool really, there's like a concept of resources, like what's and then you kind of create relationship between these resources. And typically for project management, the only resources you really have are like projects, issues, milestones, like resources that reflect the project itself. But you don't really have resources that reflects the people working on the project. Yes, you have like a person, but what are the resources that person is offering to the project? And that's what I really like about this, and that's the concept is like, what if you take it from the human perspective, and a human being isn't like a one-to-one relationship with a project. You might be working on multiple projects, you might be working on other things, so the resource you're kind of providing to a project and to the team is your work week, and that's what we have here. It's your work week, and then it's your attention, right? Um, and then what would it look like if the project and the issues and like conversations was kind of behind your interface, which is your work week and your attention? It sounds fluffy, but I have a very strong mental image of how this is going to work. So let's just go through it. One thing we did do last time is that we had all these like converters. And the reason we had these converters is just because I'm converting timestamps from Firebase into dates. And we don't need to do that. Like, I think this is something I've learned now is for all the years I've been using Firebase, it's like, it's better to just embrace the data type that's coming from Firebase, because then you just need a type. So we're going to change this now. We are going to basically change this into a types file instead, because these aren't very complex types. And then we're just going to export the types like this. Let's delete that. And then we have move to trash. Then we have an issue. And the thing is that I want to share these types with, so we're going to figure out how we're going to do that, but I want to share these types with the functions, the Firebase functions. I'm not sure how to do that. That's something to figure out as well. So what we're going to start with after I fix this is we're going to add an organization. So that we can start adding some to-dos. Let's see. Oh, that's project type. Move to trash, to-do type. Kablam. Oops, types. To-do type. And we don't need, let's see, I'm gonna keep, let's just move utils out here for now. Oh, sorry. Yeah, or sorry, let's move it in here and call it types. Rename types, type utils. And then let's remove that one and then take a look at this. So we're not going to use that. We're going to use timestamp. Timestamp, because that's what Firebase uses. Yes, cool. This is why I like epoch time, like just a number as like a way to store data, and then you rather have utilities to convert that into like what's the current day, what's the time, blah blah blah. It's so much easier to just move that number around than having these like high abstraction concepts of time. But anyways, this is what we have. Cool. Oh, cool. And then what we need to do is take a look at, let's see, work OS. Oh, my dashboard. Let's see, organizations. This is the test organization. So we're gonna see if we can actually, yeah, and then I wanted to, okay, let's see first if we can do that. Boop. So we created this Firebase function that basically when, when you sign in, it's going to create your profile and set a claim for the organization. So this code, okay. So this code is currently not populating the photo URL and the display name. So it doesn't seem like WorkOS moves that information from the WorkOS data into the actual like generic Firebase data. Do you know where to find this information on the WorkOS data? And then please update this code so that it reflects where we should get that information from. Kablam. Yes, and then I guess we can go in here. Yeah, so the question is, so we have profiles, but you know, I think we should change this so that profiles is actually under the organization. Yeah, because I really want completely separate data between organizations. So there's absolutely no risk. Could you also update the code so that it inserts the profile underneath a collection called organizations? So I really want to isolate data for each organization. They're not going to share any data. So I need to have a collection that's called organizations that's going to have the organization ID from WorkOS. And then underneath there, we're going to have profiles. Okay, please update the code. Nice. Please copy that, and then we're gonna like so. Okay, so we should have some more. Yeah, look at this. That's nice. Yeah, nice. Okay, let's pm deploy functions. Let's deploy that, and then we're going to sign in again, and then we're going to see if the organization actually pops up. So let me go in here and just clean out everything. Yes, and then when we have that working, we're gonna apply rules, so you can only read your own to-dos. Yeah, I want to ask it something while we're waiting. So I have a project that uses Firebase. So I have like my web app, and then I have my functions. I'm thinking about like, I want to share types for the data between the functions and the web app. But my web app is in the source directory, and the functions are in the sibling functions directory. And it has its own package JSON, and it's kind of like its own thing. How do I share types between the two? By the way, I'm using PMPM, and maybe I should use like some workspaces kind of thing here. I don't know. Please advise. Okay, cool. Let's see now if when I sign in, I need to use my Christian@example.com, Christian funny engineering. Continue. Let's see now what happens. Let's refresh the data. Yeah, whatever. I think I have to refresh. I find it funny. Like, I thought this was like, look at that. So we need to remove this. Oh, how do I remove it? Oh, here we are. Delete collection. Profiles. Yes. Yeah. Oh, nice. We have created that. That's nice. And we have profiles. And here's my profile. Do we have display name? We still don't have that. That's weird. That's, I guess, photo URL, but I do insert my name. Okay, but that's not a big issue for now. You know what? We're gonna create a new to do fix sign in provides display name and photo. Cool. And now we're gonna start creating our first rules. So let's see. Okay, so I just added so that all users signs into an organization. So all access is behind an organization, and every user has a claim to that organization. So what I want you to do is create a Firebase or Firestore rule that allows a user to be able to look at a collection called organizations/organization ID/todos, and then there's going to be a user ID property on every to-do, which is the user's ID. And a user can only read and write their own to-dos. Does that make sense? So when we have that in place, I can deploy that. Please also add a script to deploy database rules in the package JSON next to the, we already have a deploy functions. I also want a deploy database rules script. Yes, so then we're going to steal some code from Divergent Todos so that you can add a to-do. Then we're just going to write that. We're going to create a little utility. I think maybe. And then yeah, to more easily like create, update, and set data. Let's see. Let's look at what it created. First of rules. Document within an organization is org member auth token organization ID equals organization, because that's what we're setting, right? Where's the claim? No, it's org ID. Org ID. Yeah, this is something I wanna. Yeah. Resource is owner. Resource data. Oh, but this is weird. Okay, let's call it org ID. This will be user ID. Like we don't use. Allow read if is org member and is owner. Okay, cool. I think that's gonna work. Yeah, I'm thinking about like calling it org ID. I want to call it organization ID. I don't like shorts, like not the clothing, but yeah. Let's deploy functions again. Let's say org ID. Yeah, let's change. I like being very explicit in code. Cool. Let's deploy functions again. Let's use organization ID. Oh, can you just do that? Shouldn't that be like resource? Can I just do organization ID like that? Well, we'll figure it out. It's really interesting how incredibly far you get without a backend in Firebase. And we're going to try to design this thing just for the sake of simplicity. We're going to design the data structure and the security and everything around just having the client and having Firebase. Because if I'm able to achieve that, it's going to simplify the architecture and make things so much simpler. And I think it's possible. there might be some complex queries that can become a problem, but the fallback is just using a Firebase function. So we can always get past that, but yeah. What was the deploy rules? Okay. I think I get an error if there's something wrong in the syntax. Yeah, compile successfully. Cool. Nice. So let's go and clear out so we get the claim on the correct thing. Christian at example.com. Christian fully engineering. Continue. Okay, so now, like, in theory, it should work. So what we want to do now is we need to move over. It's something called the Smart Editor. So in a sibling folder of Divergent teams, there's a folder called Divergent To-Dos. I want you to go in and find the code that displays to-dos, because I want to copy over the actual layout of a to-do. We also need to copy over the Smart Editor, and we need to copy over the add to-do or add focus. Focus and to-do is the same thing. So we also need to copy over that code for like adding it, but don't implement any like business logic, no hooks or anything like that for doing the persistence and talking to Firebase. I just want basically the layout and the styling and like the local state management of these things. I'm gonna refactor all of this. So I want you to move over kind of the minimum necessary stuff. Yes, thank you. Yeah, so we're gonna add some to-dos and kind of see that working. We're not gonna have like the drag and drop and that stuff, because that needs to be implemented in a different way. But when we have those to-dos, we kind of have our basic resource, which we're gonna build everything else on top. So I think, yeah, maybe I want to start with a little demo thing, like implement this, where is it? So implement this interaction. So you can extend and start chatting, because that's the thing I'm most curious about, how that's going to work. How do you, so the whole point here is that there is no direct messaging, there is no channels, anything like that. If you want to communicate with your team members, you have to create a to-do. Like there's a reason why you want to talk to your team member. So you create a to-do, and any to-do has its own conversation. So what's going to happen there is you create a to-do about what you want to talk about, and then you extend it. You can tag your teammate and then ask whatever, and that's going to generate a to-do on their end. But it's not like it just pops up in their UI. It's going to be like a pending to-do, so that all to-dos that's like generated are like collapsed, and the user decides when they don't feel overwhelmed and are ready to like fill up their work week with new items. And then those two to-dos are like, it's not the same to-do. It's a new generated to-do, but they have the same conversation reference. So they see the same messaging. But that allows each user to like check off it's done or make a copy of it or do whatever they want. The thing I'm maybe most excited about from a organization perspective is that when you do want to, okay, what's the state of this project? You're going to see that all the issues, they're going to have like multiple to-dos. They're going to have multiple, and they're going to include the conversations and everything. Even though like Linear has comments, like nobody uses it to actually communicate. Like there's so much information lost because you're using Slack. And I think Slack is a horrible thing. Like you should never have like a team building a project together, you should not separate like direct communication with project work. That should be the same thing. The problem is that a lot of communication is not about project work. And that's why I think this is so appealing, because the app isn't just about project work. It's about you and your work week and what you want to focus on. It just happens that you can include other teammates and issues and projects into those to-dos. And the projects and issues can generate to-dos for you. So yeah, I'm pretty pumped. Oh, changes to class name. Oh well. Yeah, we can fix all of this. Do not care about dev server issues. I'll do a refactor. Okay. Okay, cool. Let's see what it copied over. So we have the smart editor. Let's look at the smart editor first. This is going to be interesting. So this would be Rask keyboard event. Yeah. Yeah, I never understood this like forward ref thing. Yeah, let's just drop that forward ref because I don't know what it is. Is it because, oh yeah. Yeah, whatever. So we do have use ref. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Ugh. This is gonna be a little bit rough. Oh my god, there's so much code here. I'm gonna ask the, how are we gonna do this? This is gonna take forever. And I'm not sure how well it's gonna, well, it might not be as bad as I think. Okay, let's give it a try, because I really want to understand how this thing actually works. Because this is purely AI. Yeah, so this forward ref, is that a way to like expose an imperative API, I guess, to the outside? Yeah, I guess that's it. Oh, I haven't thought about this before. Like, what if you want to control something inside the component imperatively from the outside? Because one thing is a callback, right? That's a different mechanism. That's like, I want to know about something that happens inside the component. So you just pass a function, and that function is called, it's like an event listener. But if you actually want to control something inside that component, that is so interesting. I've never thought about that before, funny enough. But you can just pass like oh, that's so interesting. Yeah, like how would you do this? Like how did we do this before? Before we had like, I guess you can just use a ref, right? Why can't you just use a ref? Yeah, let's just call it smart editor ref. Extract a small helper to insert a node at current selection. Yeah, like why can't it just be a ref? Let's see, and then we need to, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, there's so much stuff here. Oh my god, where's the end of this? There it is. Oh. Yeah, and this is props. Cool. And we can't destructure this, so we have to change this into props. Cool. Then we have ref. That's fine. Yeah, and then use imperative handle. This is the interesting thing, because what we really want to do is, so we're going to have, let's just add another API ref, smart editor ref. I think the thing is like, oh no, we should call this ref. Oh, we don't, oh fuck, we don't expose that. That sucks. Core. I think we're just exposing, yeah, ref object. What is a ref object? Yeah, read only current. Yeah, but it says read only, which is fine, but that means that you get a type issue. You get a type issue inside the component that wants to assign. It's almost like you should have like an assign ref. Yeah, how should we do this? How do we want to do this? It does simplify a lot if you can just do that. Let's just try it. Assign ref t, and then you have the ref, which will be ref object t. Oops, object. But now you get like current, you get an error, right? But that's just because you're not supposed to change it. But we do change it. So like internally, so when you use a ref with an element, it's just changing the current. So it's just kind of ignoring the fact. It's not literally read only. So I think maybe we just do this. And why was the, where was the code for, how did it actually apply it? Use imperative handle. Why does it use a function to apply it? Why is use imperative handle a function? Or does it have to be? Maybe it doesn't have to be. Create handle. Oh, it's if the dependencies change. Yeah, exactly. But we don't have to do that. So that's nice. Okay, but I think this makes t, and we just do ref value. This is really all we need to do. Because it's reactive, right? So we don't need a dependency object. We don't need to recreate that value. So we're going to try this, and then we're going to do export type ref t equals ref object t. Cool. And then we are going to git pull. We need to add that documentation. Yeah, I'm not sure which folder is it. Oh, is that also Divergent Teams? Interesting. Rask. See. I just added a change to create ref. So now we have assign ref and a ref type. Could you please update the documentation to reflect this helper utility? And the intention of assign ref is when you want to manually assign the value of a ref. For example, if you pass a ref down to a nested component, in that nested component, you can use assign ref to assign the value of that reference. Yeah, this is gonna like this project is gonna take time because I want to own the code this time. We're using only AI for like very simple things and moving stuff over from Divergent Todos. But I want to write all the code and understand all the code because this is like a business application. So we can't just wing it with AI. And also I want like a proper test of Rask. Okay, cool. I think this is just going to work. So we're just going to publish it. So let's do 26 git status. Yeah. Did we use pnpm? No, npm run build. Can't remember. Well, it builds. Git status, git add, git commit, add assign ref. And it makes sense in this project to call it assign because we have assign state as well. Yes, and then we have npm publish. Let's see. It's really weird. Oh, access token expired or revoked. Oh, I have to. Oh, yeah. Okay. I think I just have to kill the terminal and open it again because it's just an old terminal. Packages, core, npm publish. Huh. That's weird. Let's see. I just need to use my Authy. Authy. Where are you, Authy? There you are. 548 Okay, we're logged in. You'll have to excuse me. I need Authy again to publish. Let's see, 444950. Cool. We got it. Like that. And then I need to change to my desk view to reset the camera. I'm so happy we figured that one out. Cool. So now we should be able to install the latest version of PMPM add Rask UI latest. Cool. So let's try this now. So instead of doing, so we're not going to do this. And I don't think we need to do this. So we're going to do let is initial mount, and we're going to set that to true. And then we're just going to say assign ref. Yeah, probably need to. Oh, fudge. I didn't actually export it. Damn it. It's classic Christian. Fuck. Create ref, use ref. Assign ref and ref. Ooh. That's so classic me. npm build. npm run build. And we need to publish again. This is how I build libraries. I just wing it like crazy. 834 767. And then back to, I need to find another way to do this. I might be using my Apple Watch again just for this. Because it has the thing in the thing. Okay, what about now? Oh. Props API ref. And then we're not gonna assign. Oh, why isn't it erroring? Oh, yeah. Yeah, smart editor ref. There we go. But now we can do this. Nice. This is much simpler. Cool. And then this is an interesting one. Why do we have... Okay, so I think we're gonna just use that effect. It's probably gonna bug like crazy. But yeah. Props.editing. Props.html. Is initial mount. Props HTML, props HTML. Cuckoo. Maybe this wasn't as bad as I thought. Rask clipboard event. Ugh. Oh, it's possibly null. Or no e.clipboard data. Maybe that's more correct, actually. What's this? Oh. Oh. What's available tags? Where did available tags come from? Oh, it is. Oh, interesting. Filter. Okay, I guess we can say no matches or matches.length equals 0. Frequency of each tag, props.editing. So this is like I have a custom editor for the to-dos. Where's that coming from? Where's that coming from? Where's Divergent to-dos? Apps, web, source. Smart editor, is it here? What was it? External on key down? What the hell was that? Oh, on key down. Okay, props on key down. Yeah, that's also what I like about this, is that not destruction. Like when you have this kind of complexity in a component, always like referencing the props on blur. That is really nice. And then this needs to be boop. Yeah, and for some reason this is like, I'm not sure. It's probably better to do this. Like it's much faster because you don't need logic to convert it, right? So I find it interesting why. Yeah, I don't need that. Nice, we actually refactored it. That's amazing. Okay, so that's that one. And then we have the actual to-do item. Oh, okay, let's see here. So we're gonna do state equals use state and is editing false, editing HTML is to do.text. Oh, is this also, need to do props props.todo.text is pressed false. Oh, and then we have a bunch of refs. Original. Yeah, okay. State. So we have container ref. And let's do that. And then we have, oh, we don't need to put null there. So we need these two refs. Oh, we don't need this anymore. And these are really just, these doesn't have to be refs. These are just variables. Cool. Oh yeah, that's interesting. So that will be null as that thing. And then we have a use effect. Oh, is editing? Oh, state is editing. State. Oh my god, this is props. Props.to-do state.editing HTML. Props on delete to do. Props.to-do.id. Set is editing, so that will be state is editing false. State is editing. Yeah, we don't need all of this stuff. Cool. Rask. Oh, there's so much cleaning up that can be done here. This is the tricky thing is, well, every new piece of code we write is going to be clean, but yeah. Oh, editing HTML equals is editing is false. Yeah, there's so much room for improvement here. State is editing is false. What I worry about is like it just won't work at all. This is like super complex stuff. State is pressed. Oh, it's true. Oh, look at that. And then we have Rask mouse events. Ooh. State editing HTML is set to do the text. State is editing is true. Then timeout is null. And then state is editing. Oh, props.todo.completed. Yeah. Yeah, we can fix that later. So this would be the API ref. State.editing HTML. Set editing. Oh yeah. HTML. State.editing HTML. It's HTML. On key down. Yeah, and then it's the available tags. Oh, no, that's from props, I guess. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, why don't we have on double click? Does not exist. Why doesn't that exist? That's weird though. Oh, DBL click on. Ah, interesting. Why did they do that? Is pressed. State is pressed is false. Is pressed equals false. State is pressed. Props to do that. Oh, we need to return this like that. On DBL click. Props on. Just where we're gonna spend a lot of time. Oh, that's an optional thing. So basically if props API ref, we're gonna assign the thing. Cool. Okay, so we kind of got through it. Oh, what's that? And it doesn't have any. It doesn't have anything. Oh, day cell. Oh shit. And we have. Oh my god. Okay, we're just gonna go through this, and hopefully, we're gonna. Be able to get this to run. It's really currently the most complex part. And like this smart editor is going to be what is like Discord's kind of editor. So this is going to be used for chat. It's going to be used for descriptions of issues. It's going to be like the editor that allows you to like write tags, and it's going to be extended. So it's going to be a really complex component. And the goal is that it's going to feel amazing, which the current scope of it does. So to-dos will be as to-do new to-do HTML is adding to-do. I feel like I'm a little bit worried about all of this. Why do we have an editor ref all the way up here? I wonder. I am having concerns. How are we gonna get past this? Like, it's not badly organized in an, well, we can organize it better, but like in terms of separation and all of this, I think it makes a lot of sense. State is adding to false, but I'm not sure. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Set new to do HTML state, new to do HTML. Oh, I thought I turned that off. Interesting. State. Wait, what was that? New. Is having to do true. Yeah, this is interesting. So we can just go and find the to-do here. So state to-do dot find to-do ID equals to-do.id to-do.completed. Oh yeah. And then to-do dot, oops, to-do dot completed equals to-do. Yeah, let's just, so this is updating the text. And this is deleting. Find index. And then it would be state.to-do splice to-do index 1. Yeah, so this is currently only local state. And that will be state.todos. State is adding to do. Yeah, API ref. Oh yeah, this smart editor is for adding. The other smart editor was for the actual HTML state new HTML is equals HTML. Look at that. Okay, so we got through it, but we definitely have some issues. Oh yeah, maybe we need to restart. Okay. It fucking works. Ah, that's insane. Okay, but like the double click doesn't work. I can toggle it. That's pretty cool. So it kind of worked. I didn't expect that. Okay, I'm happy. But like it didn't autofocus, stuff like that, but that's things we can look into. Okay, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Maybe we should spend a few minutes kind of cleaning things up a little bit. And then, but this is enough, right? To actually test something. We can like add the other thing of like the demo I showed or the proof of concept, like the video thing. We can add this and we can actually start like looking at the smart editor as like a conversation type of thing. That's gonna be great. Cool. Okay, let's do that. So we have the day cell. So first the smart editor. So we're gonna export function smart editor. So it has some helper, has some types, it has some helper stuff. I want to put that below the component. Get tag color. Oh, not export default. Import smart editor. Oh, what's that? Do item. Cool. That was really cool to see that it says something about like how close the API is to React, and that's really nice to see. Anyways, day cell, and then we have all of this stuff. I want to move this into get available tags. Get available tags. What's that? State to dos? Yeah. So yeah, maybe okay, let's just move down here. Function get available tags. Oh yeah, we don't actually have to pass it, but we can do that. It's just a little bit more cool. And then we have handle key down. Oh, wait, we can do this. We don't have to pass it. Stay, sorry. Get available tags. The whole point is that you can point to internal state and stuff. So So this will be a function handle key down. And then we have handle blur. Oops. Function handle. And the reason I'm putting it below here is because I want it to be easy to read what this component actually is before you read how it works. Because it has a lot of UI and has a lot of like handlers and stuff. And I just want you to be able to get a grasp of what it is before. So we can move both of these or all three of them like that. You see that? Now you kind of see, okay, this is the state. These are the refs. These are the variables we have to work with. And this is the UI. And then if you actually want to look into any of the handlers and stuff, you can click into those. I really like that way of doing it. I made a video on it. Like, what do I call it? The constructor pattern. I got a little bit of heat because the constructor pattern is also something else. But yeah, it's in the context of React. So I wonder how that video is doing, by the way. The constructor pattern, Christian Alphonse. I think I got, yeah. The constructor pattern for components for state management. Yeah, that's nice. Anyways, cool. So that's that one. I think I have to jump because I have to be ready for the session I said I was kind of excited about. But this is good. We actually got to the part I wanted to get to. So we're going to start the next stream by just completing the refactor. So we have some more control of the code. And then we're going to start implementing conversations. That's going to be exciting. And we don't really... Yeah, and we can hook it up to Firebase now as well. Yeah, I really like this. I feel really good about this project. I think it's going to be something else. Okay, cool. Thanks for following along, and we'll speak, I guess, next week. I don't think I have time to stream this weekend. But yeah, cool. Bye for now.